after game, we've seen the same pattern. Cheap shots, hard fouls, and what looks like a relentless physical.
What's going on, narrative analysts? I'm Jax Riley, and we need to talk about the turning point. Because Sophie Cunningham's widely shared narrative involves more than just a friend defending a rookie, it completely exposed the largest lie in the league, and the shockwaves are still being felt throughout the WNBA. The WNBA has been attempting to convince us through basketball that Caitlin Clark's treatment is just normal rookie hazing, that the physical contact with her is normal welcome to the league behavior, and that any indication of systematic targeting is nothing more than exaggerated conspiracy theories. But Sophie Cunningham utterly ruined that tale, admirers. She also used names, receipts, and the kind of brutal honesty that the league did not want at all. There are layers to this narrative that go well beyond what you saw on your timeline, so let me paint a picture of what really happened. Before June 17, 2025, Sophie Cunningham was exactly who you would expect. She had 200,000 TikTok fans. Dependable in a role. 350,000 on Instagram. She may have been well known for her solid defense and her three-point shooting ability, but to be honest, most casual fans probably couldn't recognize her in a lineup. She was just another dedicated WNBA player. But then something happened that nobody was prepared for, and Sophie stepped in to keep everyone safe. Caitlin Clark did more than just commit a hard foul during the Connecticut Sun game. When she revealed that the WNBA had been building an entire house of cards around Clark's treatment, she lit a flame. And the explosion. Over 1 million new admirers have joined. The jerseys were sold out in 48 hours. A podcast deal with Colin Cowherd's network. Complete resignation from the position. Participant in a cultural phenomena. However, this is where things start to get interesting. It wasn't expected to go viral. It wasn't a clever publicity stunt. According to Sophie herself, that was her feisty, vocal, and natural self. This suggests that her subsequent disclosure was the outcome of genuine dissatisfaction that had been building for a number of months. Since the official tale and reality are two completely different stories, I'll explain what actually happened during that Connecticut Sun game. Caitlin Clark had been beaten throughout the entire game. We're talking about the kind of physical play that, let's be honest, is rarely directed at other league stars. Moreover, this wasn't specific to one game. Play the game at.
Protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws J.C. Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral.
Fight against. We've seen the same pattern of harsh fouls, cheap shots, and what seems to be an ongoing physical assault on her. J.C. Sheldon poked Clark in the eye. Marina Mabrey shoved her to the ground, and although the officials did nothing, Clark was obviously upset, still in pain, and trying to get through it all. It was more than a simple game. The public was first made aware of the WNBA issue when the Indiana Fever played the Connecticut Sun as Sheldon was shoved aside by Clark, who was obviously enraged and still in pain. The situation escalated. Sophie saw what was happening and characterized it as her last-second intrusive thoughts moment. She exclaimed, "Fuck it, not me," as she watched the referees do nothing in response to the result, a serious foul that sent a message. Sophie, who was well known in the basketball community, was fined $900, ejected, and treated with scant regard. In any case, why? Because, as she put it, someone had to speak up at last. Everyone was thinking.
You have seen players in our league try to toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. CC. No, we're going to prove her. We're going to show her what the W really is. Last second, intrusive thoughts. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And at first I just tried to hold her and put her, grab her. Just let me explain.
Sorry.
I know what it looked like. I got her, but at the very end, and I'm not saying this is what caused it, but she dipped a little bit.
Yeah.
But she did dip. And then right when I was like, oh shit, my bad. Not really my bad. And then they both came out.
She defends Caitlin Clark during that Connecticut Sun game by throwing Jake Sheldon to the ground. She got viral at that time. Experience the feeling. But this is where Sophie's viral moment goes beyond a single coworker standing up for someone else, because what she revealed next fundamentally destroyed the WNBA's standard rookie treatment narrative. Now let's talk about something that the league obviously doesn't want us to talk about. Sophie did nothing more than defend Clark. She disclosed something that had been going on behind closed doors for months at that exact moment. Sophie claimed to be aware of conversations occurring in locker rooms across the league. She particularly mentioned her former team, the Phoenix Mercury, and what she revealed should enrage all basketball fans.
Pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our
I thought, fuck it. You've seen athletes in our league try to become more resilient. Caitlin, we're going to show her that we like CC. We'll show her what the W really means. Remember that these weren't derogatory comments made during a game. It was not intended to be a competitive discussion. This was organized in a methodical way. Sophie revealed that organizations were actually meeting to talk about how to humble Caitlin Clark and demonstrate the true meaning of the W. Tell me again, though, that this is simply normal rookie hazing. Sophie was rather explicit about it. I am aware of the conversations taking place in Phoenix and the evolving region. Like, we're going to prove her right now and show her what the W actually means. There is resentment, she said. The atmosphere is one of systematic animosity that has developed from jealousy. And you know what irritates me the most? Which component is it? The league had to know when a former player was ready to talk about the locker in public. Discussions about focusing on a specific player in the room are no longer speculative. That is evidence. But Sophie did more than just make the targeting public. She took aim at the Wnba'S largest conundrum. At this time, her viral moment becomes a significant movement. Point 26. Caitlin Clark contributes 5% of the Wnba'S earnings. This is the reality that Sophie forced everyone to confront. By 2025, her league value is predicted to be around $1 billion, a billion with a B. Do you know her pay? $78,766. Take a moment to consider the maths. A participant earning $1 billion. It's worth money to earn less than most people spend on a nice car. The same teams are profitable in the interim. The folks who have access to sold-out crowds due to her name are the ones who are strategizing how to defeat her in locker rooms. We've always desired this as a league, as Sophie explained, and I just hate that. So who cares who gets the credit? If you're smart, you're making money off of her. And when others try to dispute Clark's, Sophie obviously could not put up with such stupidity.
About the welcome to the league moments that rookies often face, and into this void that Sophie Cunningham has finally stepped armed.
Yes. Or you're as stupid as hell if we wouldn't be in our league without her. Yes. You are genuinely stupid. They claim that Mead is not the league's face, which actually upsets her. What would that be? No. Sabrina. Yes, no. There are a number of outstanding, well-known people in our league that I'm not. Yes, I'm not making fun of them. We have a lot of badasses in our league. She didn't do it quietly either. Everyone in the league, including the players, teams, media, and the WNBA, is profiting from Caitlin's notoriety, according to Sophie. However, when it's time to truly keep quiet, protect her, or publicly help her, or worse, they make fun of her. But why can't we just be nice to each other? I really hate that. That question has a new meaning when you realize who she really is. I want to know why we are destroying the individual who is attempting to preserve our sport. Sophie confirmed the referee's scheme. Now, I have something to make clear. When I talk about referee prejudice, I'm not speaking incoherently. Sophie Cunningham confirmed to the existence of these trends as an active participant in conspiracy beliefs. Even though official sources won't tell you anything, if you follow the digital breadcrumbs Sophie left us, a whole new image emerges. In contrast to other players in this league, Caitlin Clark has received different treatment from the officials.
Grab, hold, and push her long after the ball is gone. And they fight through screens with a physicality that often sends her to the floor, and a lot of time.
This goes beyond Sophia's and Rookie's usual welcome to the league moments. Now that he has access to the truth, Cunningham has finally acted. Sophie gave a really straightforward explanation. No whistle is present. Opponents grab hold of her and push her hard long after the ball is in motion. They fight past screens with such tenacity that they frequently knock her on the ground, where she spends a lot of time without whistling. But this is the part that should make any basketball fan angry. Sophie brought up the issue of the double standard directly. I would be expelled from games where I have no leash at all if anyone else did it for the same amount of contact that Clark gets without calls. Sophia said, I just have a collar and a hand on it, referring to her own treatment in contrast to what she witnesses. According to Clark, the tone of the online conversation suggests that what Sophie said isn't exclusive to a few games or officials. It was a result of their lack of protection during the previous few years, according to her. The WNBA great played for a couple years, you know. Remember that this has been going on since before. Clark even became a member of the league. The authorities had previously established a practice of allowing different treatments for particular athletes. Sophie just confirmed that it is a systematic moment that finally communicates everything. But if you want to understand why Sophie's viral moment is so important, you need to know what happened. In the locker room after the win over Connecticut, Sophie disclosed that Caitlin glanced at her and uttered a single word when she got back to the locker room. Finally, at last. Think about what that word means. This suggests that Caitlin had been praying, hoping, and waiting for someone to stand up for her. It suggests that she had been watching game after game while awaiting Sophie's reaction and encouragement from her own teammates. I can relate to you because the contact with Indiana Fever changed everything. Sophie says, I think that kind of hat is joined together as a team. It wasn't just one game or infraction. It was about demonstrating that they would finally stand up for their star.